Oh boy, that's hot. It's like all loud. Oh, let me turn my mess down. There we go. So we're live here at 10 Drink Minimum early show. Because it's a special day.
You care to explain why we're here?
Hold on, let's get Billy some sound. Do it again.
You care to explain why we're here at such an early hour?
Well, I will. Because I want to say Holly's here.
Hello, I am here.
Yeah. Billy is here.
I am here.
Wait a minute. Somebody else is here.
What?
We have in studio, back from New Zealand, James Smiley is also here.
You look healthier.
Yeah.
I know, you look refreshed.
Well, you move that way if you could. Like move
right.
this. Like yeah, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
Now you're on the camera a little bit.
Yeah, you
Here,
look.
you
That's just the haircut talking.
I'll turn it for you if you want. Just like go. Just like go.
So how long does it take to adjust to being from the future?
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
the jet lag was something I didn't believe was an actual thing
Oh, it's totally an actual thing.
until you go I went from Albuquerque to Portland to New Zealand, back to Portland, back to Albuquerque. And so I just kept getting tired and hungry at the wrong times, like every day, no matter where I was at.
Also, you went to the future. Did you say you went to the future?
Yeah, New Zealand is 19 hours, 19 hours later. So
It's tomorrow.
it's tomorrow. Yeah, people are always like, "Happy birthday," and I'm like, "Oh, you mean yesterday? Yeah, okay. I mean, yay. Thanks, guys."
Wow. So we're actually doing an early show because it is Wrestlemania Day.
That's right.
Holly's not happy about it, but I have thought of a way to incorporate one wrestling thing that would help. That incorporates all of us.
Okay.
So this is for the second hour, because you're a performer.
Yes.
Billy's a performer.
Yeah.
And Smiley, he's in movies and such. So think about this for the second hour. And this is kind of deals with baseball too. So I kind of stole this from a local radio station. They're like, when you will watch baseball, the baseball players have the music that they come out to. Like they have their personal. So they're, on the radio, they're like, what would your walk-up music be if you were a baseball player? Mm-hmm. So my thing is say, comedy doesn't work out, music doesn't work out, you're probably going to wrestle soon. So that doesn't work out. And they're like, they bring you in and they're like, all right, Holly, we're going to train you how to wrestle. That's the easy part. But what is your character name going to be?
Okay.
And what is going to be your walkout music? And you can pick any music that's famous. There's no copyright laws. And then what would your catchphrase be? Think of that for the second hour.
Okay, for the second hour, I will think
Is
about
that fair? That's a good wrestling.
Fair.
See? Because, that's kind of like, who would you be if you came out and, like, what would you have the fans chant when you come out?
Okay.
Like, what would be your chant? What would be the music you walked out to?
Oh, that's a tough one, man.
And your name. So, yeah, and if people in the chat want to throw theirs out there, that's totally fine as well. So, but that's the wrestling talk we're going to have. So,
cool.
What would our characters be? Is that fair?
That's fair.
I'm
into that.
Okay. Cool.
I have to give a shout out to Shelby. She told me that I'm looking fire today.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you, Shelby.
It's funny because like we did that show at Founders last Saturday, which loved them, loved the people, loved the place. They just had a really rough internet connection and everything. And then I'm looking at it today and it's just so fluid and smooth and it's like, oh, that's why I like to do the shows in the studio.
Well, and we got new lights.
Yeah.
And I like them.
Yeah.
They're flattering.
Got the soft lights on you.
Yes. And then these ones you can change from white to yellow.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And you can adjust the brightness of
Intensity.
it as well. And then you can put cells in there so it's red if you want it or
Cool. We could have like red light night.
So once again,
that sounded bad. I didn't mean it that way. You don't have to have the red light.
Roxanne.
Yeah, Roxanne.
You don't have to have the red light.
This happens about once a year. We seem to get an upgrade of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of upgrades this year, though.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Just got a new job.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
That helps, Well, we got this upgrade. This one saved us last week. I was just testing it out, and then we would have never had, like, if you listened to the podcast from last week, all recorded on the Zoom recorder because I was just testing it out. Luckily.
Did you just say your Zune?
Zune.
Just kidding.
Zune.
This is
I
yeah.
had
This
a
is you had a Zune.
I had a Zune.
I'm not gonna lie. I always wanted one of those.
I had one and I loved it. And then I was babysitting my friend's daughter, and she put it in a cup of water.
Oh.
But it was pink and it was awesome. I loved my Zune.
Well, and then like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that's what he gets at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of like, that's a real fucking odd choice. It's your choice, you know?
Well, it's probably because it's like a really
Yeah.
a lot of people younger than us probably don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and that's crazy because like that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
It's like it holds up to 100 songs, guys.
All right.
Up to 100.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
I remember that. I remember that. It's like, oh,
That's like
put like 4 albums on here.
that's like
Yeah.
10 CDs.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh god, I remember when I was excited about that. I was like, holy shit, which ones do I pick?
Yeah.
And
then,
it fits in my pocket.
I still want one of those like iPod classics with like the 250 gig.
Oh yeah.
But it was like $400.
You know what's crazy? Like with all the like Nintendo Classic coming out, the Sega Classic, all that. I'm surprised like Apple hasn't gone the iPod Classic and just like reissued it, but like with a better hard drive, but it just looks the same.
Yeah.
I would totally fucking buy one.
Right?
I would totally buy one of those.
I had one of those.
I'm
My
really
parents.
surprised
Oh,
too.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. My parents wouldn't get me the one with the screen. They got me the little one that like clipped.
Oh, the video. You got the Nano, not
the
the
little.
video.
No, it was even smaller than that. It was just literally like this big.
And it was a clip, yeah.
And it was a clip.
Like it
Was
was
that the
built in.
Nano? Yeah.
That was like 1 year of the Nano. And then I thought that was genius. Because like if you're a runner or whatever, you just
Yeah.
clip it on. And then the next year they're like, eh.
Yeah, I loved it, but I was so upset because I wanted the screen like
The
everybody
video one,
else.
yeah, the video one. Those were great though too. But that was like the original, like watching shit on a small screen.
No.
But it was work to it because you actually had to
Oh.
take the video.
Crystal just said iPod Shuffle. That's what I had. The Shuffle, not the Nano.
Why is this not okay? There they are. Oh shit.
You,
Like-
you noticed the reissue?
Huh?
Yeah.
You remember your old school Nokia bricks?
Oh yeah.
They're making those again.
What?
There
Why?
they are.
Well, because they're indestructible.
Oh yeah. True.
I
Well,
still have mine,
They better not cut no corners.
right?
And the batteries lasted forever.
Oh, like 4 days.
Yeah.
You could play Snake for like 4 days.
I never knew that it was that well people you could fuck it up and it still work. Cause like I remember you posting something on my wall. It's like, you know, this phone. It's like a hammer or whatever. I didn't get it. The thing is, I had one phone. I got my first phone when I was like 26, and I had that phone up until I got my iPhone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was just a big leap. So when people talk about different, like you know,
Well,
Yeah.
there's actual porn around that phone. You know, I'm not gonna talk because my mom's on the chat, so there is though.
What?
it's a cool
The
porn.
Nokia one, yeah. I mean, it vibrated.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Weird.
you go. Yeah. Use your imagination.
Because all I remember is getting completely digitalized versions of ringtones all do 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 do
Oh,
do
yeah.
do do do.
Yes.
Yeah, that almost sounds like Depeche Mode.
Dun, 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 dun. I fucking hate ringtones. Like I remember when they came out, I was like, "These are great." Now when someone has one, I'm just like, "Who the fuck are you?"
The only time
You are.
the only time I turn mine on is like if I go in a different room in my house, I'm expecting a phone call or something.
Mm-hmm.
But my ringtone is super creepy. It's the Kill Bill whistle.
Oh, okay.
And it creeps
It
people
is.
out. I
It
love
is.
it.
I've heard this, and then I kind of like it. My mom just got mad about the porn reference. So, you have because I was kind of like, "The fuck is that?" You know.
Yeah.
But that's yeah. Well, but some people just have like, it's always older generation at work, and they always have the most like thing that does not fit them whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, be a little old lady, and then she'll have like Metallica, and you're like,
Yeah. I would want to be that lady's friend.
well, yeah, of course.
I mean, except for the fact that she has her Metallica ringtone on all the time.
Yes. Like, all right, Merle, we get it.
I just got done hanging out with my brother in Portland, and I was shocked that he still had like multiple ringtones.
Multiple.
Oh.
Like-
Multiple.
Every time he got a text, which happens a lot. Whooping dum dum ska.
Oh God. That's awful.
tight.
And then his actual ringtone was Baby Shark, Shark,
Oh,
Shark,
God.
Baby Shark.
I was at the baseball game Friday and Saturday, and there's a baseball player with the walk up music Baby Shark.
I wonder if he
Oh,
has kids.
that's pretty awesome.
And they love it.
I
or
don't know if
something.
it's that or it's like the hot, cool.
I don't know how cool it is unless you have kids. And if you have kids, it stops being cool a week into it.
Yeah.
He does have a kid.
I will. There is one thing about WrestleMania I wanted to talk to you about. Did you see that Michael Che and Colin Jost are in the Battle Royal?
I did not.
Yes.
No way.
Well, now I want to watch WrestleMania. What is happening? What are you doing to me?
Right. They challenged Braun Strowman, and they were like, "We're good." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna do the." Braun Strowman is like this guy who's 6'10" and would crush any one of our heads with one hand, and they're like talking shit to him, and he goes, "Well, here's what I think." He's like, "You're gonna do this battle royal," and he goes, "And if you don't, I'll come find you, and I'll come find your family." So then they're like, "Oh,
Oh, God.
So they're doing it.
I love them. What I've been loving about Colin Jost and Michael Che is they did this thing maybe a month or two ago, and they wrote headlines for each other on
Oh, wow.
Weekend Update, and Michael Che got Colin Jost so bad because he made him sound like such a racist. Like, he couldn't get through his headlines. Like, he kept cracking up.
Oh wow.
It was hilarious. Michael Che got him so good.
Well, isn't that the Stefan character with
He's my favorite from Weekend Update.
right? Well, but Mitch Mulaney writes he writes it,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't let Bill Hader see some of the
Yeah.
jokes until he was on air.
And that's why Bill Hader came up with Stefan doing this.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't, like... My favorite thing Stefan ever said, because I quote Stefan a lot, actually. My favorite thing he ever said was he was describing a party, and he's like, they have that thing, or he's like, they have human Roombas. And so he asked him what a human Roomba is, and he goes, it's that thing where, like, you take a midget and you tie them to a skateboard and they pick up garbage. And I just every time I'm having a bad day, I just think of that. Or sometimes I will just think of that randomly and laugh. Like Tig Notaro talks about in her documentary about like jokes or something funny that you've seen that your brain can't move on from. Like you'll always think it's funny and you'll think about it all the time. That's one of mine.
I just want to point out something that's really funny.
What?
So I have an Arizona iced tea, and it's green. So when I take a drink of it, it like looks like look at your phone. It's really funny.
I gotta see this.
There's just a ghost image that looks like I'm holding.
Oh God, that's weird. That makes me feel weird on the inside. I don't like it.
It's like you're just pantomiming it.
I'm like, I have a can. Just like drinking out of a can.
Chris is a real good actor.
That's pretty funny.
I'm
It's like he has
just
a can.
I'm just gonna start bringing things that are green
Oh,
just to
gosh.
mess with people.
We had someone on one time and she had green hair, and I had to make her put a hat on. This is like part of her head was missing.
I love it.
That's funny, man. I was just like looking at the screen while I was drinking, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's weird."
Can you do that again? I'm actually looking at the screen now.
Billy missed it.
Hold on, there's a delay.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay.
See, that's another thing that my brain's never gonna move on from.
Right.
It's always gonna be funny.
That is always.
I get to see it again.
Is it still not there?
No.
That's weird.
There's a little bit of a
I
delay.
saw it.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's so weird. It's so, like I'm just a monster dick and putting it in my mouth,
You're gonna get another Christopher from Debbie
Oh, I
Burnett
know.
for
My
that.
mom's gonna chime in.
I'm sorry, Debbie. I didn't ask them what they were doing enough today.
I'm a little worse for wear. Is anybody else a little worse for wear?
I'm feeling fine today.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I had a rough go last night, and I had fun though. It's one of our friends' birthday parties, and I had fun.
For once, I was the most sober person at a party.
I didn't even realize you were, because I mean it's hard to know you're sober when I'm trashed.
Yeah.
I don't really, at that point I don't have that cognitive skill. That person's sober.
I wasn't like completely sober, but I was definitely for sure not on your guys' level, because I had a show last night and then went to the party, and by the time I got there I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna catch up. I'll just have a couple of beers.
Can you chastise Billy for bringing Canadian Mist?
I didn't bring Canadian Mist.
Oh, okay.
He didn't bring it, but
Alright.
he enjoyed it.
They
You
said-
did not. You almost threw up.
They said you brought it.
No.
No, it was Caitlin's because it's her kayaking whiskey.
Oh, that's right. Good God.
See, this is...
She knows better.
Well, but it makes sense to me because it's in a plastic bottle, and if it, like, floats away, you're not going to be super upset.
They put Old Crow in a plastic bottle.
I don't...
What? Why?
Why?
Would you rather have Old Crow or Canadian Mist?
Old Crow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna if you need a plastic bottle, they at least still have Old Crow.
I don't think they have that in a plastic bottle.
Damn it.
No, dude, because that's actually the cheapest certified bourbon
Yeah.
that you can get. That is straight bourbon. It's not bourbon flavored vodka or rum or anything.
Yeah. I bet you could get 10 high in a plastic bottle.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, ew. And I'm
I
like,
just can't do 10 high because I drank too much of it
"Ugh,
at one
Holly,
point. Ugh.
Were you in a bad place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing, like
I worked at a bar that it was the Well whiskey, so I would just get it for
what
free.
place was that?
The bowling
Yeah.
alley.
Oh, fair.
I'm cool enough to like if you were to lay out all different types of whiskeys and or whatever bourbons, I'd be like they all they all burn. I can tell you.
They all burn.
I can tell you which was better, Canadian Mist or whatever. Like,
Oh my
the
goodness.
Well, I'm super picky unless I'm poor, and then I'll
Yeah.
drink it.
But I mean, even then, you're like, what's the well? And they're like, Canadian Mist. You're like,
Blech.
never mind. I'll just, I don't know.
I'll just
I don't know.
stop drinking.
I'll just be sober for the rest
Yeah,
of
I'll
my life.
just,
I guess I don't drink anymore.
I guess I'll eat an edible or something. I guess I'll go do some heroin.
God
I'd
damn.
rather do that.
Canadian Mist, where's your cocaine?
I
In the
know.
bathroom?
Do you have
Jesus.
cocaine here? Is that? Is
My
there?
gravy.
Ugh.
Oh, and then like, they had the Basil Hayden's. That was the thing that drove you left before this. They had that awesome bottle of Basil Hayden's, which is it's not amazing whiskey, but
Yeah.
it's like mid shelf.
I like Basil
Yeah.
Hayden's, but they had rye, and I'm not a huge rye fan.
But they were just walking around drinking it straight from the bottle.
No.
It was just.
Oh Lord, I would have been. Oh goodness.
Oh, that was what that bottle was.
It was they were doing it as the pass around bottle.
Jeez
Like it was
Louise.
Mad Dog 2020 at a high schooler party. You know?
That's not a bad choice.
I mean,
Or
it
pass
could have been
around.
worse. They offered me some, and they were surprised I turned it down because I love whiskey
Yeah.
so much. But I like rye in like mixed drinks,
Rye's a little rough, yeah.
but like I can't drink rye on its own. There's a few ryes that I could drink, but I'm just not a fan.
Well, it's weird because like rye was a whiskey that was really big at one point. You know, probably like 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Then it kind of went away, and now it's kind of back again.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Well, that's because rye stopped being a big crop that they could use
Yeah.
for cheap.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, you know how hard it is for me to get whole rye bread?
No.
Well, it's a lot easier now. It's a lot easier now because it's starting to come back in popularity.
I was just like, I thought it was just because it's lame.
I just thought it was because it was lame.
Rye is delicious.
Some people like it, some people don't. It's got a definite flavor,
Yeah.
you know.
That's only because people add shit to it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Is that
What?
Google or Alexa?
That's by Google, I think. No, that's Alexa. Alexa's having issues in the business.
She's having issues understanding us right now.
I am melting down right now.
I thought it was crying.
It sounded like me on a
Yeah.
Monday morning. Just like I'm having issues right now.
I don't remember what song it was. Someone played some fucking terrible song on the Google Play last night.
They were playing a lot of terrible songs on the Google
very-
Play.
But all of a sudden I was all, hey Google, can you please light yourself on fire? After that? Oh God.
Lord.
So I wanted to bring up an issue that I ran into
Okay.
last night at the baseball game.
Okay.
Children.
Oh yeah, what is up with children now?
What is up with children and these people having them? So I have no, like, I get it. I'm going out to a family event and like I'm around children and that's a thing, you know, I get it. But if you bring your children out to something like that, please be aware that these other people paid money to sit in their seats. These people said it was a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend and they had 2 little boys. The 2 little boys were probably 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But they, like, the mom and dad were, like, on the end. Like, there was 2 people, and then the mom and dad, and then the 2 boys, and then, like, the whole row to the right of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, the 2 little boys constantly kept making me get up so they could run down the row.
Yeah.
Before the game started, I probably got up 22 times. And I was just like, motherfucker. Where they could have just went out the parent side.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because the parents were like, just go that way. Well, finally, like, everybody to the right of me showed up. And at that point, this is like a chore. You have literally like 20 people that you have to ask to get up compared to 4.
Yeah.
So finally, the mom goes, this is like halfway through the game, honey, next time just go out this way. That man seems like he's getting irritated.
Oh,
and I'm like,
bitch.
oh, motherfucker.
You know,
Make it
sorry.
laugh off.
Oh.
Fine.
Yeah, let me finish, and then I'll let you, So then, finally, the lady in front of them turns around, and I love this lady, because she did what I could not do. And she goes, hi, I realize you're having a good time, but could you please stop kicking my chair?
Ooh,
To the children.
that lady's a hero.
And then the mom was like, boys, don't kick her chair anymore. And I'm like, my God, I've watched the kid do it the whole time. So I know you've seen it. So fuck you.
Yeah.
And so finally they calmed down, but I was like, God damn.
Oh, God. I have seen an uptick in people taking their kids to breweries, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine with it, during the day or like whatever. But don't expect the wait staff to like take care of your kids. I have seen so many people in my favorite breweries that they expect the bartenders to like take care of their kids, and they're just sitting there socializing. These kids
Yeah.
are running around rampant and messing things up and asking the bartenders questions. And bartenders are not babysitters.
No. And when we did our show at Tractor, that little kid was like knocking over the large Jenga blocks,
Yeah.
which makes a crashing loud noise as we're recording.
Yeah.
And then also to add on to your thing, don't get angry when someone says the word fuck or shit or whatever in a bar that
Yeah.
you've brought your child to.
Also, don't take children to comedy shows. I know I say that a lot, but like if you do take your kid to a comedy show, don't expect me to change my set. Crystal, my best friend, Biffle, just said children are awful animals.
Whatever happened to those leash things that used to lead him around?
My dog is better behaved than children. I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't talk to me about
Yeah.
stupid things. He's not sticky.
I'm just saying it was better back in the day. I used to misbehave in restaurants, so you know what happened? I wasn't allowed to go to restaurants anymore.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I would show up like, okay, we're going to the restaurant.
Yeah.
We'll bring your food out for you. And I just sat in the back of a van while I could even see my parent, like my mom and my
Yeah.
brother inside eating. They wave at me. I'm like,
Oh,
well,
geez.
you can come in if you don't act like a jackass.
Right?
My mom used to take me to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I knew I was in trouble.
That's
She
when
would
you
grab
were-
me by the arm and drag me into the bathroom, and I thought she was going to beat me. She never
You
did.
had that look on your face like,
but
I don't have to go, I swear.
I learned really, really quickly not to be an asshole. So
Right. Well, the other thing, too, is like a lot of places you can't, I mean, if you take your kid into a bar where they have to have food, and then like the thing is you're supposed to leave by 10.
yeah.
Yep.
Really, should you have your kid there up until that point, though?
I mean, I feel like they should be in bed by like 8 or something.
8 o'clock, let's get the kid out of here. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been heckled by so many babies at open mics the last few
They heckle
months.
you?
Well, they just make baby noise.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like heckling.
You turn to them all, fuck you, baby.
Shut the fuck up!
I don't come to your crib, slap the bottle out of your mouth.
I'm just trying to do my shit, baby.
Yeah.
And then it's always awkward to tell dick jokes in front of a baby. And there was one, I have it on my Instagram. There's a video where I'm telling a joke, and I'm like, it is really difficult to tell dick jokes in front of a baby. And the mom was like, oh, he's used to it. And I was like, oh, he likes dick jokes. I like that baby.
He's like,
It's not that long ago that he saw one, you know.
Ugh, that made me feel weird.
They brought a baby into the bar. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
I mean, those parents were cool, though, because they weren't like, how dare you?
We make fun of his dick all the time. He doesn't want it better. Well, your dick is tiny. Ha ha ha.
A good friend of the show, Matt Simons, Broken Trail Brewing Distilling, said, the kids are there to drive me home.
Hey, I like that policy.
I'm sure that's happened.
I used to drive my parents home when
Oh,
when
wow.
I was driving age. It wasn't when I was like 7. It wasn't
Right.
Mad Men,
Give
okay?
us the pedals, Dad. I'll push it.
But my parents, as soon as I could drive, they're like, "We'll give you gas money, but
Oh, That's fair.
Yeah, they would pay for my gas for the whole week.
Oh.
But I had to drive them home on like Saturday night.
Do you remember when that was like you're like, yes, gas money for a week.
I know. And now it's like, God.
You're like,
I'd still be stoked on if I still owned a car, I'd be stoked on that.
I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody wants me to drive them home once a week and just wants to give me like $20 for gas, like, I'll do it. I'll commit to it.
yeah.
I'm so poor. I'll do almost anything for $20 and
That's
a
why,
burrito.
like, so you walked in earlier, and I'm like, kind of out of it. You're like, I made $15 last night, and all I'm thinking about is like, I saw you at a party. I don't know what happened.
No, I had a show last night, and this is the sad part about comedy is I was stoked about $15 because I thought I was gonna make $5. That's like the sad reality. So if you know a comedian, I really want to make one of those ASPCA commercials with a bunch of comedians, and it'd just be like, for less than a cup of coffee a day,
Right.
you can take care of a comedian.
A comedian in need.
You can feed a comedian for just $20 an hour. You can buy the cocaine that they need.
It's a little pile of cup o' noodles, and some coffee,
A PBR.
instant coffee.
There's like a
PBR. For just $5 a month, you can supply them with all.
For everything they need. It's so true though. Like when in the arms of the angels is playing Sarah McLachlan in the background. We're just all in cages. Looking really sad.
There's 20 of you all sharing a warehouse.
I know, we're just like, help.
Yes.
Partitions up.
There was a SNL skit with like Bill Hader, and he's like, just for 32 cents a day, the price of a cup of coffee, and then like the like African people in the background, they're all, ask for more. Hello.
Ask for more.
That one's great, man.
Oh man, I just want to do like an adopt a comedian program. I'll send you a picture of me
Right.
every month.
Every couple months. They're
It's
like,
just me at the open mic, like,
yeah.
I can afford makeup.
Yes. And then they can tell, like, whenever you're doing okay, they're like, she's losing all that weight. That cocaine's really doing it.
I hope my dad's not watching.
Yes.
I've heard your dad say worse.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh my God, is that a different shirt?
Well, there is a rumor going around. There is a rumor going around right now that I am addicted to cocaine. So I want to be careful. Let's slow down on the cocaine talk.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
stick with the heroin.
It's like you just said you were poor. I don't think you're addicted to
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, I like when this rumor first started, I was like, where do you think I'm getting money for cocaine for a
Right.
cocaine addiction?
No shit.
That's like the most, like, if anything, like maybe heroin. I could probably
also
afford, but
expensive too.
is it? I don't know.
I'm not aware of the street money right now.
I don't even know, but all I do know is that cocaine is not cheap.
Oh no.
Especially, I don't know. Anyway, so, just also like be careful what you're believing and who you're believing it from.
Yeah.
They
Also, don't
probably
stop
have
believing.
motivations. Yeah. Don't stop believing unless they're saying I'm addicted to drugs.
Unless they say.
I mean, I might have a drinking problem. That might be a thing. That's more believable. But also,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have enough money for that either. So.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that's great about alcohol is they've adjusted for your poorness. I'm not saying that you're going to enjoy it, but they've adjusted for that.
It's true.
Right.
Again, the 10 high.
You're right.
They're like, well, we know you don't have a lot of money, but we still have a product for you, even if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah. Here's
It tastes
high
like-
gravity for you.
Oh,
Keystone Light.
Oh, what was there's like new, so there's some new flavors of beers out there, and I don't know what to think about this.
It's getting pretty silly.
I refuse to believe they're new, but
Natural Light strawberry lemonade beer.
Oh yeah, I remember you posting about it, and
Yeah.
it's so disgusting. I just want to see how disgusting it is.
And
we've had those shows.
what's
I
that?
just want to see.
We've had those shows where we go and get the nastiest.
Natural Light dropped a strawberry lemonade beer that's made for people who don't actually like beer. This is a headline. We're doing right now. If his dad had not had children.
So it's more like a wine cooler then, right?
That's what it sounds like to me, and they call it Natterdays beer because I guess it's for Saturdays.
Okay.
Huh.
See, that sounds fine.
It sounds disgusting.
From the guy who still drinks Bartles and James every once in a while.
By the time I got to the party last night, there was PBR. I got the last PBR, and then the only thing left was raspberry beer.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
And the first drink was okay. Like, the first couple sips were okay.
That.
Oh, by the end of the beer, I was like, I'd rather be sober.
How did I not throw up last
Does it have a
night?
picture of a dog on it?
No.
Yes.
Did it?
So. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, those things are, okay, they're a little rough to drink, but they're really high in alcohol.
Yeah.
I used to buy those all the time.
I just hated it.
What I miss from parties, I'm probably too old for this,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy the Franzia boxed wine.
Oh God, I used to drink that when I was married. I was full on stay at home wife. I just would drink Frenzia or that fruity cheap wine.
If it's that white box, I fuck with
Yeah,
that.
I don't mind Franzia. I don't drink wine anymore though because it makes me cry. I figured that out every single time.
So Matt Simons chimed in. He said there's a breakfast cereal beer.
Oh.
Oh.
What is this?
Hey Matt, what is that beer? If you don't mind, if you
Is
know.
it something like they would throw cereal in with the mix?
I mean, that might make sense, but...
Because usually I just do Fomosas.
Ooh, Fomosas.
Those are good, actually.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
get a
mind a
PBR and some
Formosa.
OJ.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, good to go.
I've never done PBR as that. Usually it's like a wheat beer.
Yeah, PBR's not bad in it.
No, you just take your leftover PBRs and throw some orange juice, and you're like, Fomosa.
What leftover PBRs are you talking about? Are you talking about fallen
Like
soldiers?
like fallen
Then
soldiers.
it's not even fizzy, though. Then it's just a flat mosa.
Fomosa, Flatmosa.
Oh, Matt says Bosque makes it.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe he was talking like a natural brand.
Is it like a coffee beer? That's sort of like a breakfast
No, I
beer.
think it's like Fruity Pebbles or something.
Oh,
But I saw a Keystone one, and I was trying to find
Oh, please don't. Oh, I can't even see the label of Keystone without wanting to throw up.
it. Yeah.
I don't mind Keystone, that
That-
Natural Light stuff. To me, it's just. I think it's supposed to be the same. Like Natural Light's supposed to be like the really shitty Bud Light, right? And I think it's
Yeah.
like the same stuff, but
Keystone
it's
Light's
just
like the Coors Light.
yeah.
Oh, I just got I don't know if I can click on it. But someone just put a link in the chat for a Hello Kitty beer.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. I love Hello Kitty.
Okay.
You can't taste the Hello Kitty though.
Like, does it taste like kitties?
That's actually not a kitty cat, all right? It's been firmly established. That is just a teenage girl
Oh, that's right. She's not
so-
a cat.
who wears cat ears.
Oh, so it tastes like teenage girl. Oh,
Oh, that's
I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I always end up doing that where I'm just like, that sounded not
Nasty.
appropriate.
No, that's okay because I set
Nasty,
you
Holly,
up for
nasty.
that one. I would see if you would go through with it.
See, you guys have gotten so used to me. You guys just set me up to say weird shit.
Nasty stuff.
Nasty.
It's
Girl,
fun.
you nasty.
It's fun to do.
I like saying nasty now, so every time I'm like, hey, I'm gonna drink this fallen soldier. Nasty. Smiley. A Fomosa. Nasty.
Flat mosa.
Nasty.
Oh, shit. My mom called out your name this time.
Oh, sorry.
You're busted in trouble.
Sorry, Debbie. That was an accident,
I
though.
get assist for that one. I set her up.
I know. See, this is what it's like. See, I never had older brothers because I'm an only child, and now I know what it feels like.
You're welcome.
I get all the good things, but also you guys set me up on our podcast to say weird shit.
I found the site 7 weirdest beer flavors to try this summer.
Is one of them teenage girl?
I don't know.
Oh my God, the
it's
picture.
it's like clickbait style too.
Oh,
they still
so-
have those. Those are coming back.
EliteDaily.com. I'm gonna tell. This was written by Lauren Dana, so I don't want to say that's mine. The Hello Kitty beer.
Nasty.
And they're saying in the chat there's 6 Hello Kitty beers which come in easy to drinking fruit flavors like peach, lemon, lime.
This sounds amazing.
Jesus, that is a long one.
I just want the cans.
They are kind of cool, actually.
They're cute.
If you're Hello Kitty,
Cute.
definitely. There's a beer called Fudgy the beer.
Fudgy?
Yeah.
Fudgy the beer?
Is it chocolate?
Because
at
it
least?
was a childhood Fudgy the what I guess the Fudgy
The whale?
Yeah, Fudgy the whale. My favorite childhood dessert, all grown up, and I couldn't be more obsessed. It's a stout with rich and chocolatey stout, as beloved as the cake itself. Huh.
Okay, that sounds great.
Right, how about,
it has a weird name.
It does, yeah, because it's chocolate. I mean, it's a stout.
Chocolate stouts are delicious.
How about
I like a chocolate stout.
Well, how about this one? Creme brulee stout.
I don't know.
I would do that.
But I feel like that could be really good, but it also could be a disaster. Like, it could go either way.
Because, I mean, what would that be? That would be a caramel custard stout?
Yeah. I don't know.
Custard?
Oh, please tell me you're about to say Peeps beer, because I just saw the picture.
That is correct.
Gross.
Just in time for Easter. Peeps beer.
I thought they went too far with Peeps cereal.
It may not be...
They have Peeps
what?
cereal. They have Peeps cereal.
I'm
I don't know if it has...
I'm a what?
I don't
If I
know
was a
if
kid,
it...
I would be like, I want that. What's it? Candy in a box. I just want to see if I can get this past my parents.
I have a friend who likes them kind of stale. She doesn't like them when they're squishy. She likes them to sit out for a little bit.
Yeah, so they're all chewy.
So I don't understand this. The ale is made with fresh vanilla, Peeps obviously, and butterfly pea powder?
Butterfly pea? Like urine?
No, like peas.
Oh, I thought...
Butterfly pea powder to add the extra oomph factor.
Ooh, extra oomph.
That's used as a protein? I have a protein shake that's made out of pea powder.
Oh, okay. The purple goodness will look great on your gram.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't
And
know.
the
what's
number
going on
5, pizza beer.
Gross.
How has this not happened yet?
That doesn't sound good.
Mamma Mia bacon pizza beer.
Oh.
No,
Oh, no.
It's just going to be like a tomatoey.
Oh, but yet now I'm intrigued.
Like a maybe it's like a what are those things? Like the
Yeah, like a clamato.
like the clamato beer.
Oh, it's got a savory mix of garlic, oregano, and basil.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced on that one.
If that didn't make you sick,
Oh,
how
no.
about from Rogue, chocolate, banana, and peanut butter ale?
Oh, an Elvis? They have an Elvis ale?
They have an Elvis ale.
You know what?
haven't-
Ponderosa has a peanut butter and jelly beer, and it's actually pretty good.
Oh, but I don't know.
They put peanut butter powder in it.
I just think of the banana flavor.
Oh. But is it artificial banana or is it real banana?
I'm sure.
That makes a difference.
I don't know. Probably
That makes a
artificial.
huge difference. Okay, sorry.
Boy, they just keep getting
Oh, God.
roasted jalapeno blueberry porter.
What? That's a weird mix.
It's
Yuck.
just one of those things like you were at like Trader Joe's and it's like that shit would probably work in a beer. Like wasabi beer. And I just made it up.
Oh.
And now it's going to be a thing.
Wasabi.
Oh, I'm sure there's a wasabi beer already.
Oh, well.
It probably clears your
Let's
sinuses
find
pretty
it.
good.
That would. Now I
Actually,
want-
that doesn't sound as bad as, say, a...
Oh, yeah. Wasabi beer list.
There's a list.
I think that,
Dogfish Head.
oh, I like Dogfish
Dogfish
Head.
Head makes really good beer.
They have
I
a
love them.
wasabi-infused IPA.
Well, that
Huh.
makes complete sense, and I would probably drink
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge IPA fan, but I would try that one. I might actually enjoy that one.
Well, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Like
Damn
there
you,
was,
Dogfish Head! You're always doing this to me.
I love Dogfish Head.
Yeah, they make a good beer. I'm not going to lie.
I always think, like, why would I be getting... what's a dogfish, and why would I be getting head from it?
It's like cat dog, but it's a
It's
dog and a fish.
It's like
Dog.
what?
like cat dog.
It's like
You don't remember the cartoon Cat Dog?
Like one side of it was a dog and one side was a cat, and
and-
nobody knows how it pooped
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, how's it poop? How's it pee?
through the mouth of the other one.
Okay, well, I was talking
Which is fine,
about
'cause
an
dogs
actual
and cats eat-
dogfish. I was
Oh,
assuming you
yeah.
were talking about its head.
Oh, yeah. Dogfish Head.
I'm all.
that's,
It's
you know-
not as popular as catfish, but there are dogfish too. They're only called the same thing because they also have whiskers on them.
Oh,
Weird.
Oh. Well,
well, that just ruined my joke.
I kind of want
Just
to.
kidding.
I want to try the. I'll try the Bosque cereal beer though. I'll try it.
I'll try it. I'm down.
Yeah.
but they got to pay me.
Damn straight.
Well, yeah, that's right. We'll try it.
We'll try it, Bosque. We'll try it real hard. For just $20 a day.
Just write that check.
Yes, yes.
But not to Billy Belmont's because I still haven't... I lost the check from that one show we had at Tractor.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, first I couldn't deposit it because it had had Billy Belmont, and that's not my name. And then so
you know what you should do is what I did. I went to my bank and just told them that was my stage name, and they accept it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can do an AKA on there.
Oh.
Well, then now the check's gone, so I have to go.
You can go and tell them, say, hey, I never cashed that check. Can I get another one because I lost it? And they might. I mean, we know them. I mean,
yeah. It's like, nope.
Fuck you.
Too bad, so sad.
I mean, I have to do that on tax documents all the time. Like, is there any other name that you've been paid under?
Yeah. I have to do it.
Yeah.
Because people can't seem to understand. Like, even though Bird is my maiden name, I still am legally under my married name because I'm just lazy, and it's a huge process to, like, change your name.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a pain in the butt. And so...
It's expensive too, isn't it?
It's not too bad. Like, it depends why you're changing your name. So, like, if it's a divorce, like the like the Social Security office won't charge you, but then you have to pay for a new driver's license. You have to change all your bank documents. Like, it's a whole thing.
And then, like, if you work, I don't know how it is in other offices, but where I work, people they get married.
Yeah.
And it fucks all kinds of
Oh,
things.
yeah. It's crazy.
Because they always want to change it, and then you're literally, like, starting everything over in the system, and it's just, like, really fucks everything.
It messes everything up. So, but it's like
butterfly effect.
People cannot seem to grasp that I have another name.
Huh.
It's like, okay, I get it, but, like...
Is it Steve?
It's Steve. My real name is just Steve. Just one name.
Just Steve. Thank you.
When I got married, I just changed my name to Steve.
Steve Johnson.
Now people are going to write me checks to Steve.
No, they won't.
I mean, are there...
You have to go tell your bank. I'm
I
sorry.
know. Also Steve now.
It's a new statement. It's just Steve.
You're like Jerry from Parks and Rec. They start calling him Larry out of nowhere, and then Gary.
I think Gary's his real name.
I think Gary was.
And then they just called him Jerry. Because he just...
And then Larry.
And then Larry.
Yeah. I always felt like I was trying to explain that whole character to a coworker. I was like, you got to watch this show, and because there was a situation where it reminded me how they talk. They just shit on Jerry, and like all these characters are actually pretty nice people, but none of them are nice to this one guy. And he's like, that sounds weird. And I was like, no, that's just how the show is. And he said, so no matter, even if the character are nice people on the show, they're shitty to this guy. And I'm like, yep, because I mean that's true. Such a very odd character, obscure. And so then I found the top 20 clips of like them being shitty to Jerry on YouTube, and I sent it to him, and he was like, "This show seems horrible." I was like,
no, they're all really nice, charming people.
Yeah.
Although it would be hilarious if the show was just them doing that.
Chris, can you check what? Because I understand you're free to change your name.
Okay.
But does it have to be under a certain amount of letters? Can you go off on the rails and be like,
you can do as many letters as you want?
My name is like the alphabet.
No, they actually have laws against having ridiculous names.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Depending where you're at.
Yeah.
I think it's like run by state. Like each state has different laws.
I mean, could okay, so like you couldn't just call your newborn baby, shit fucker.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, anything that is deemed by social services to damage your child's life would you not be able to.
Oh, that's right. Because there was someone in Australia that wanted to name their kid like Satan or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
No, it was something even worse. It was like Baskin Robbins Sunday or something.
There was one that was like,
but yeah,
Satan.
There was a few where it's like, why would you name your Scooby-Doo and gang?
Okay. So I found a site that has 7 things you need to know before you change your name. Do you want to hear those?
Yeah.
You can name yourself anything with a few exceptions. If you don't like your birth name, you can legally change it to whatever you want with a few exceptions. You can't name yourself after a celebrity, a trademark name, a numeral, a punctuation mark, or something offensive or obscene. You also can't change your name to commit fraud, evade law enforcement, or avoid paying any debts you owe.
Yeah.
And that's one of them that pertains to kind of what you're saying. It doesn't say any length, though. The simplest times to change your last name are during marriage and divorce. So that Holly knows her shit right there. You don't need to hire a lawyer. Pay a few $100. Wow, it's only like $150 to $200. I thought it was like thousands of dollars.
No.
No, it's all the byproducts. You like she said, you have to change
Yeah.
like anything that's in that title, like vehicle titles.
Yeah.
You have to get that all done.
State
Yeah.
laws vary, so do your research.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like my friend got his name legally changed to a Bert's. So his name is Bert's Electric Titus, or we just call him Bertsy.
Wow.
Cause,
Fuck you, Bertie.
Bert's Electric Titus.
yeah, that's his. You got his name changed. So it's Bert's Electric Titus, or we just call him Bertsy for
I
short.
feel like he was trying to remember a list, and then he was just like, fuck it, that's my name now.
There's a comedian in town who changed his name to Danger.
That's right. 'Cause
Like,
I was asking,
legally.
like,
Yeah.
That's what his name is. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh,
That's not his given name.
Right.
No, well,
His name was Chauncey.
I mean, I would have kept Chauncey.
Right? Yeah. I'm sure that wasn't really his name.
No,
Would've-
I don't know what his real name was, but he hated it, I guess. I don't know.
Oh. You know, I mean, if you hate your name, and then I feel like that's, your family's, no matter what, your family's going to get pissed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I mean, if you hate your name, fuck it,
My family even gets pissed at people just calling me Holly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're better about it now, but my mom literally, if somebody would call our house, like when I was in middle school, and ask for Holly, she would literally go, "Nobody lives here by that name," and hang up.
Oh, dang.
Because she was like, "We named you Holly Ann for a reason."
Oh, dang. Mm-hmm. Well, my mom hates, like, Chris.
Oh.
Because she named me Christopher. But I don't like to be called Christopher, so, that seems...
And we don't like calling you Christopher.
Right.
It'd be weird.
It's all, Christopher Robin, come here.
Oh, Christopher.
My name is Christopher, like Christopher Robin.
Like I walk in, it's like, oh, Christopher.
Yeah, exactly. That just sounds odd to me. Oof. Ooh, like, you mean, like,
I don't
chills?
like people calling me William.
William.
Actually, I do.
What about Willie?
I don't like Willie. I don't like Will.
How about
Billy's
Bill?
okay,
Yeah,
but I
Billy.
do really like Liam.
What? How did that go from that to that?
William,
William?
Liam.
Is
Oh, I
Liam-
did not know that.
Yeah.
the diminutive
Weird.
William.
Okay. I didn't even think about Liam being there.
It's like in the middle, because it's Liam. So it's just,
Oh.
yeah.
Like
I was like, wait, what?
So it's like the second half of William.
Ah.
it's like you can go like what's a good
Well,
one?
Like, if you think about it, Liam actually kind of makes more sense than Billy or Bill, because it
Yeah.
actually has the letters of the name in it. I never understood that, like how you get Dick from Richard,
Right.
or Bill from William.
Yeah, Billy from William. That's
Yeah,
weird.
like I've never understood how that works. So if somebody understands how that works,
Right.
let us know.
Yeah. That is weird. I mean, I get Liam actually makes sense, but like, yeah, Billy or Dick, like, Richard, short for Richard's Dick. None of those are in there. There's a D in there somewhere, I guess, and an I, but that doesn't make any sense. You're right, yeah.
Isn't like Rich? Do people use Richard to refer to a penis sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Richard Peter Johnson.
And then Dick. Then there's Dick. Oh my God! There's no way of escaping it if your name's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at the end of the first hour. So let's do the round table of things coming up. Who wants to go first?
I can go first if you
All right.
would like.
Sure.
I have something that I would like to promote that I normally won't do this, but it's for cancer. This Thursday, I'll be at Red Door Candelaria for Rick Fest, which is a karaoke. It's a karaoke. KJ, his dad passed away from cancer, so he's doing like a fundraiser to raise awareness and donate to cancer research. So you should come out to that. And then I have shows coming up. On the 20th, I will be at Moonlight Lounge. The 27th, I'll be at the African American Cultural Center. And May 2nd through 5th, I will be at the
Southwest
Chief Bicycle and Comedy Fest.
That one's a mouthful.
It's a lot.
It's all. That one's a mouthful.
And then also, of course, I will always be at the open mics all week, and I have new material, so come out and check it out.
Word. Billy?
I think there's plenty of shows. You get the group text and you kind of just ignore it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, Billy, you can chime in, like if you can confirm the show. And I was like, oh shit, let me look at my calendar. Like 2 days later, And there's a couple shows in there. I just can't remember off the top of my
We
head.
know you do this. We're aware.
No way, Billy.
No way.
And so I have a shows coming up in like June. I think June 22nd.
Yeah.
And that's I think we're anyway, some big bands coming and we're opening for them.
So, James, do you have anything coming up movie-wise or TV show coming out?
Not that I know of. I'm still I have a couple of web series I worked on. I don't think they're out yet, so I can't really talk about them.
Yeah.
But you can still catch the second season of Midnight Texas on Hulu. I'm all over that.
Cool. We don't have anything in Albuquerque coming up that I can think of right on hand. I'm sure I'll go out this week and probably, somebody will ask me to do something. Some people have added me on Facebook. It's funny. I can tell when someone's adding me on Facebook that there's something, they're about to hit me up about something for business. But there's been a couple of those. But like Holly said, May 2nd through the 5th, I mean, it's coming up really fast. Southwest Chief Bicycle and Comedy Festival, Trinidad, New Mexico.
Yes. Aren't we doing the podcast in a funeral home?
That is what I was about to say. So there's supposedly, I talked to the guy, there's 16 podcasts that are going to live stream on Twitch from there. And so they go, yeah, you guys are going to do it from a funeral home, which I'm like, I don't give a shit, whatever.
I'm excited.
We don't have to bring our own stuff. That's cool. And they're going to let me record video separate, so we have our own video.
Oh.
So I'm excited about that as well. So come out for that. Then we do have, in 6 weeks, Road to Riches. We will be there. We do a podcast from there. That'll be May 17th, 18th. Yeah. If you don't know where it's at, then you're probably not invited. So tough. Other than that, just go to tendrinkminimum.com or facebook.com/tendrink. You can add us if you go to tendrinkminimum.com. All the social media stuff is there. Other than that, God, why do people have to message me all day? So it's like right when we're in the middle of the show. So, tonight's WrestleMania. I'm definitely going to drink some beers when we watch WrestleMania. You should as well. But always remember, never
get too drunk to drink.
tendrinkminimum.com.
Towers of light, not here was stay. Unappearance of souls by subjects, steal your thought. Don't you come this way? What's the use of fire if you care? But a sea for all to climb. My fate was not the same as everyone is slave. Your friends turn fickle, you're to blame. The envy veers to jeers as the glass they throw it break. Walk this way, was I that incommodious? Can I plead to keep my head? My fate is not the same as everyone else slave. The crowd, didn't say your prayers. You were the king who walked on shards of jars that held your people's fate. Now here is my mind will be clear before my hand rolls. Now here is my mind will be clear before wishes upon the days they could be better. Don't assume that I'm just way high. The world's apart and I wanted to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? To replace I'm back to my dream started. One day next to your skin. Chase it on, chase it on. Was it you? Your face is red as your hands. I've got time to walk at the end and walk with you to the corner of Richmond and back. Your apartment's nice, if there were we had. I keep away strong. There was no use crawling to your step. I'm speaking wishes, more than days they could be better. Don't assume that I'm just way high. The world's apart and I wanted to save a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? To replace I'm back to my dream started. My day next to your skin. I chase it on, chase it on. You hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. If I say no, now look is mine. Said for an asshole right in my hands. Come on, just a slice of what we had. It's just the same, but you'll never be a kind of ghost floating in a maze of mind to demise. Certain kind of time machine to take me to the dawn of when we met. Chase it on. You hear that sound? It's the sound of you taking me back. Your eyes say no, that look is mine. I'm happy sad for an asshole right in my hands. Come on, just a slice of what we had.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason,
We're back.
We are back.
It is the wavy hour.
Yay.
Yeah. So then, like, we at the beginning of the first hour, if you guys weren't watching, I brought up the fact that, like, so Holly's like, she doesn't like when we talk about wrestling on the show because she has, frame of reference. She does the Office thing. But I was like, what could I do to integrate, like, everything and still bring in wrestling? So I was like, okay, if you were a wrestler, what would be your wrestling name? What would be your music that you came out to? And then maybe what would be your catchphrase?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Billy, do you have one?
No, I'm really, I think it's fine, and it's great that people come in using their real names. I don't know if that's their real names. We come in like, it's whatever, it's like Shawn Michaels.
Yes, that's correct.
Be like Billy Belmont.
Yes! This has happened.
It would just be Billy Belmont. I do like, actually, it would be something, but I do like that song Lachona, but I don't think I can get away with it while being native.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, that's the thing with wrestling, though. There's a lot of, like, Mexican wrestlers that come out as Italian, or white wrestlers that come out and they're Russians,
Like Yokozuna, he was, like, from Hawaii.
Oh, Yokozuna's Samoan.
Samoan, yeah, that's right.
And they were like, he's Japanese. yeah, clearly.
I think probably the next time you guys have a wrestling party, I'm going to be into wrestling just because you guys are making it more fun for me.
Oh, shit.
You guys are ruining my life. I need a sticker now since Moonshine Blind is no longer together. I just need a sticker that says 10 drink minimum ruined my life.
Right. That's awesome. So Billy, what you would come out as Billy Belmont, and you would come out as Lachona. What would be your catchphrase?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that one.
You didn't?
I just know that Lachona's tight, and it'd be nice and fun, for the kids,
For the children.
Yeah. My catchphrase.
Well, what's your catchphrase? Like, what's your...
I can't even think of what
What do you say that's, like, your thing?
Because I can't even think of what a current wrestlers... other than, like, John Cena, like, you can't see me.
Right.
Or, like...
You have Daniel Bryan, the yes chants. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, they yell different things to different wrestlers. Stone Cold, they'd say what? He would speak and he'd be like, "I'm gonna kick your ass." They go, "What?" "I'll come over to your house tomorrow." "What?" What about Holly? What would Holly be?
My name would be the Bird Dog.
Ooh.
I was given that nickname by Kevin Baca, and I love it so much that I would use it. And it's spelled DAWG. And then, like I would say something like, "I'll hunt you down," or like, I'll follow that scent. Or
if there's one thing I talk about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
If it's one thing I'm always talking about, is trying to get that nut.
Yeah. Get that nut.
Y'all get that nut.
It's like, I'm here, and then the crowd would chant, "That nut." I'm like, yes.
And then when I would say that, then everybody would just go "Roo, roo, roo," or something,
See, that's good.
See, I'm getting very into this.
What would your music be?
Well, I was thinking obviously "Who Let the Dog Out" or "Dogs Out," but then I thought that's lame, so I'd probably come out to something like "Fat Bottomed Girls" or something.
I think you got that wrong. I think you should come out to DMX.
Oh yeah.
Where my dogs at? Hoof, hoof.
That's what I would do. Yep. Thank you, Chris. Now I want to be a wrestler.
You need to have...
Holly's like, "I fuck like a dog."
I fuck like a dog. Are you guys ready for some doggy style? Who do I talk to about this? I'm going to be a wrestler.
I don't like this.
It's going to be all glow style.
Just come out to like...
Yeah, see?
Man, I feel like a woman. Or something.
Man, I feel like a woman.
It's like the entire place goes black and you just hear... "Let's go, girls." And everyone just lose their shit.
And that's when they start barking.
"Let's go,
Where
girls."
my bitches at?
Ho, ho.
That's what I would say. I'd just be like, "Where my bitches at?" And then I would fight men and take them down mercilessly.
Nice. There you go.
I would always fight men.
Yes. You women come out to wrestle, you're all, "Nope.
Not doing it."
Yes.
That's too easy.
Yes.
Squirrely Billy.
Squirrely Billy.
Just trying to get that nut.
Yeah.
What about James?
I don't. I'm pretty sure I would come out like a '90s candy raver.
Yes.
Like totally with my glow sticks.
It's like beads, like Jinkos.
My fucking Jinkos. I'd rip them off on stage. Rip those Jinkos off.
Yes.
You have like a mesh top.
Like a visor.
Oh, I have the visor.
Hell
That's
yeah.
tight.
I just like chew on my necklace at them.
That's pretty awesome.
You have like one of those like
What song would you come out to?
pacifiers.
I come out to like Dope Tribe Sound System, Sunshine's theme.
That's pretty amazing.
A pacifier.
I would probably be. I would
I
dress.
throw fake drugs into the crowd.
I would be like Karate Chris.
Karate
I would
Chris.
totally come out in like a Cobra Kai style, like,
Gee.
and then they would be like, and the song would be, "You're the best around," and then my phrase would be all, "Put him in a body bag."
I like
The crowd
it.
would go nuts.
That's amazing.
That would be my villain persona.
Oh,
Nice
you'd be
your
a
heel.
villain.
Oh yeah, I never would be a good guy. It's not fun. It's no fun. I mean, what, being the good guy. I mean, you're like hugging children. I would want to be like the guy that comes out and pushes an old lady down and be like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
you do what you got to do to win."
You know, I'd probably be a heel too, because no one liked the candy ravers. 90s candy ravers, and all the shit I do is I'd be throwing fake drugs in the audience and making fun of people.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. I don't need one. I'm good. I'm slow on the drinking today.
That's okay.
That's awesome.
That's all right. That's a
I
good
should
idea.
take a lesson from Holly, everyone.
You know what's weird? Ever since I got my ovary taken out, like, I just haven't really been in the mood to drink. I think Shelby was right. Our friend Shelby was talking about, like, right before I got the surgery.
That was
She's
your
like,
drinking ovary?
no, she's like, now you're just going to be totally well adjusted and you're going to find Jesus or something.
Oh,
You're
no.
going to stop drinking. I'm like, okay, let's not go crazy. I'm not going to stop drinking. But I just I'm like the happiest I've been in 10 years.
Good.
I just feel so much better. And I'm just like, I don't even need a drink to feel good anymore, guys. It's the first time in 10 years I don't wake up in pain.
Well, that's
so.
bullshit. You need to be as depressed and shitty as us. Drink this beer.
I don't even know what's gonna happen to my comedy now that I'm happy. I'm just kidding. I'm still
Yeah.
plenty cynical.
So, I want to give a shout out to Red Parrish. He says, "Hey guys, I'm finally off and get to spectate Bitchin' Luchador Mask. I'm representing Tin Drink up in OKC for a bit. The sticker on my Tacoma always gets questions from people. That's fucking awesome."
Awesome, thank you.
Ooh,
I'll
someone just said yay for Happy Holly.
Yeah, that's my friend Judith. She came out to the show last night. She's one of my favorite humans. She's also my favorite bartender. So
Ooh. I like bartenders.
I do too.
She doesn't like a bartender.
Well, there are some bad bartenders,
There are.
but she is a good one. And she says that I'm not a difficult customer, so that's
That's
nice.
always a plus. You always wonder that. Well, I do
Yeah.
anyway, because I worked in the service. We've all worked in the service industry in this room. And so sometimes you're like, I wonder if they hate me, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess, since we're actually friends in real life, too, she doesn't hate me. So that's good to know.
Ooh.
That is nice. They're like, oh, you were just lying to me for money? That's a relief.
That's so nice.
Or are you sure we didn't become friends because I was giving you money?
She's a sweetheart. I love her.
She's all, I love Holly Ann because she pays my bills.
Right.
Well, let's be real. I don't really tip that well because I'm poor.
Oh.
I try. Like, when I have money, I do, but she sings around town too.
What?
She's the Mondragon. Mondragon.
Oh, I met her.
Yeah. It was so cute last night. You kept calling her Mondragon. You're like, I'm going to tell everybody the Mondragon is here.
That's my joke. Our friend, her last name is Mondragon, and I always call her the Mondragon.
Yeah.
The Mondragon? I wanted to get a shirt that has a big dragon on it, but she doesn't.
She doesn't want it.
She doesn't seem to want it.
You just want her to wear
Freaking
dragons just
Mondragon.
all the time.
Well, haven't you ever wanted something for someone else and they just don't? You're like, ugh, okay.
Yeah, like I have friends that what I would like for them is for them to get their shit together, and they just don't want to.
Lazy fucks.
Yeah, well, it's not like you're trying to get them to. God, I would hate that. Bust in the house, kick over my 6-pack, knock the joint out of my hand, make me put on pants. I'd be like, what the hell?
Yo, James, you're better than this.
Young man, what are you doing?
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
It's funny, actually, I had I was saying it that way because I actually have a friend of mine. He was telling me that it was basically his 25th birthday, and his family came to his house for an intervention. And they just bust in. He's there, like, he's got a whole thing of, like, pot. And he's got, like, some rails lined up and a couple bottles of whiskey. And he's like, okay, if you don't stop the stuff, we're going to leave. It doesn't look like I need anything else here, actually.
I'm good.
I look like I'm doing great. You guys can get the hell out of my house or I'll call the cops.
Wow. Speaking of bad things that are bad for you, someone in the chat, our friend Matt from Clovis, says he's got some homemade Fireball, 110 proof.
I need that in my life.
That means what's
We made it in a bathtub. That's what it means.
No, okay. So what's
You'll go
the
black.
proof? They need to be like legal.
Alcohol percentage times 2 is the proof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
And so what's legal?
What do you mean?
Nothing
Okay.
made in your bathtub.
Okay, I'm saying like, you can't sell something. Can you sell anything like 200 proof?
You mean, well,
Everclear's pretty fucking close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Fireball normally, I had to look this up, is 33 proof.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying it's 110 his. So
Good night.
well, that's like okay,
Or no, twice the proof. No, so the proof is half the
half the alcohol content.
half the alcohol content.
So I remember when I was a younger man, before the days of Fireball, which Fireball's a whiskey, but back in those days we had
Roughly, it's
Yeah.
whiskey.
we had cinnamon schnapps, and it was called Hot Damn.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
hot damn.
And
101.
there was two different. There was regular Hot Damn, and then there was Hot Damn 100.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is like Fireball shit's not new to me. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a little company we called the Kuiper, and they
Uh-huh.
made schnapps.
That's right.
I haven't seen that stuff in a long time, but I know they still make it.
You know what I
Just
like?
go to a
Oh,
liquor store.
yeah, they have it. They have it
D.
everywhere.
Kuiper.
I like, and this is gonna sound so gross. Everybody always says it sounds gross, but I used to make this drink. It used to be my drink of choice for a couple of weeks until it gave me really bad hangovers.
Mm-hmm.
But I would call it the Fireman. Tiffany Christmas would make it for me, and it was literally any kind of so it was Fireball, but it's Fireball and Dr. Pepper. There's
Oh.
something about the cinnamon and the Dr. Pepper that just tastes so good. But I
Weird.
used to make it with like Hot Damn or whatever,
Okay.
like the cinnamon schnapps. But I would drink. It would go down so easy that I would drink so many of them that I would have a hangover from the sugar the next day, and I had to stop.
I thought you were going to say you were like, what I'm really into is pucker.
Ugh.
But Matt in the chat said it's not made in the bathtub; it's made in the garage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's a relief.
Interestingly enough, this is my drink of choice when I'm out in Portland because I don't know how my brother keeps having this happen to him. He keeps getting drinks named for him, and what he likes to drink is Fireball and Diet A&W.
Oh,
Ugh. I'm sorry, that did not sound tasty at all. I don't know.
but why diet?
Yeah, is it weirdly delicious?
Oh,
Because he's
of
always
sugar.
on a diet, yeah, and
Oh.
because it has less sugar, yeah.
Yeah.
Less hangover.
What's it? Goldschlager store?
Goldschlager.
Oh.
And that's cinnamon, right? That's not cinnamon, is it?
It's
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a cinnamon schnapps
essentially.
with gold flakes in it.
There was a guy at Press Club. He was a regular, and he was like this older guy, and he was the only one that drank it. We had it in the refrigerator just for him, Goldschlager, and I was like,
Goldschlager.
and he would drink so much of it, and I was like, but there are so many better options, man,
Yes. in life.
in life.
Well, the thing is, it has gold in it, right?
I know.
It's got gold. Yeah.
I think it made him feel fancy.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Okay, I don't think this is true, but supposedly the gold flakes, when you take the drink, it's supposed to go into your stomach and cut little like incisions in your stomach, supposedly so you get drunk more. I don't know. That's what they would say when I was in
What?
college.
I think
That-
that's a myth.
First
sure
of
it
all,
is.
that sounds dangerous as hell.
Let's
I just
find
think
out.
it's so you can have sparkly poop. I mean, that's the only reason I feel it.
That's probably the truth.
I'm all look at my poop, it's all sparkly.
Gold.
I'm shit
Gold,
gold, motherfucker.
So,
And it's
When life gives you shit, turn that shit gold.
I'm trying to remember because it's actually a ripoff. It's a cheaper version of a different herbal liqueur, which is funny to think that the high end cinnamon schnapps is a ripoff of even higher end.
Right. That's okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have.
So this is a drink called Gold Strike. It's a vodka that has a cinnamon liqueur, which has gold snippets, and it sounds a lot like Goldschlager. Anyway, it says, in a common urban legend about Gold Strike is the gold flakes cut the throat or stomach upon ingestion, allowing the alcohol to directly enter the bloodstream for quicker intoxication.
Why on
So I know I
earth?
didn't make that up.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't know if it really does.
I just don't know why on earth anybody would be like, you know what sounds like a good idea? Something that cuts up my inside so I get drunker faster. No,
Yeah.
why?
Well, when you're at college, you're really excited about it. Oh, here we go. I think I found it.
What?
Don't believe this huge lie people are telling about Goldschlager. Do you remember, this is from delish.com.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember your first shot of Goldschlager? I don't. Do you want to know why? 6 years ago, I was told the tiny flakes in the liquor were meant to cut the inside of your throat so the alcohol could make it into your bloodstream and get you drunk faster. For years, I feared the stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm not the only one who's fallen for this. But a quick search will tell you it's simply not true, according to a post on Snopes, of course. The 24-karat gold flakes are so precious that they do not have sharp edges and thus could not possibly cut into your skin. Precious, when they say precious, they mean that's like the strength of it, I assume, or the...
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that if you want to get drunk faster, you butt chug that shit.
Butt chugger.
But chugging.
You just take a turkey baster. You go...
My dad and his wife, I had to explain what butt chugging was to them
man.
because they didn't believe me that it's a thing. And so my friend has teenage children.
Oh, gosh.
And she was saying that they butt chug so when they go home and you go to smell their breath,
You can't smell it.
you can't smell it. And I was like, there is no way kids are doing this.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, they are, and they're
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
And it's very scary. I'm like, so what? Are parents going to have to sniff butts now? And I was telling my
sniffer.
dad about it. And he was like, there's no way. And I was like, no, really.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. And
Well,
parents sniff your kids' butts.
all I know is I always heard that, like, at New Mexico State, there was, like, some white girl wasted girls that would do it. And I know that, like, it's gotten crazier. Like, it's not just that. It's, like, Robitussin stuff, too. It's
Yeah.
Like,
Codeine.
ugh.
And then the other dangerous thing that girls are doing are they're and I think grown-ass women are doing this as well, but it's so dangerous and so bad for you. But they're dipping tampons
I've heard
in
about this.
alcohol and then putting them up there. And, like, first of all, that sounds painful, like, really painful, but also that's so bad for your vagina. Ladies, don't do that. Don't put things in there that should not be in there. But also, like, I don't think that's going to help you get drunker faster. I mean, I don't know for sure, but also, like, ugh.
That is pretty disgusting.
It's like that whole myth of like
It just seems like it would burn.
like mainlining vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Steve-O did it.
Yeah. And look how he turned out.
He actually is doing pretty
No,
well.
he is, I know.
I'm like, I think he's doing better than Bam. That's weird.
Yeah.
Bam looks terrible.
Well, I think Steve-O cleaned up, though.
Yeah.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. He went to rehab and did all that stuff. And now he's like, he does stand-up, I think, now.
Yeah,
And-
he's doing a lot of cool stuff. But, like, the thing is, when he was, like, doing shit like that, like, look how he, like, all the stupid shit he was
man.
doing.
Did you ever watch, there was they did a show about it on MTV. And it was like the rise and fall of Steve-O or something
Yeah.
like that. And then, like, I just, like, for a little while there, I was like, there's parts of it, like, that I just cheered for. Because, like, he had the neighbor, and the neighbor said that he was too loud. So he busted out the sheetrock and stuck his speakers into the
Yeah.
wall and started playing it.
I mean, he's crazy.
So then the cops come. And, like,
he was
they're-
like renting that apartment,
Yeah.
too, right? He was all
Yeah. Well, then the cops came, and they're like, can we see some ID? And he goes to pull it out, and he pulls out Coke.
Oh,
Because he had
God.
in his pockets. And then, of course, they arrest him. Then he gets bailed out of jail. He comes back, and he has, like, a lamp kind of like that, and he breaks the top off so that he just has the shaft, and he just throws it into the wall.
Oh, my God. I mean, I loved all of those guys and
Yeah.
their shenanigans, but I had a friend, I forget who it was or where it was, but they were like a bouncer at a club, at like a strip club, and Wee Man came in,
Oh, nice.
and he was like talking about how much of a like nightmare it was to have Wee Man. Not that he was necessarily an asshole, but those guys were known for just, they were crazy and they did whatever the fuck they wanted, and that was their brand. And so I was like, why were you surprised that Wee Man caused a ruckus
Right.
in the strip club? Like, of course he did. Of course he did. That's what they did.
In the chat, they said, "Parents sniff your kids' butts." That's an instant classic. Pretty much. All right, you kids, get in here.
You're welcome.
Sniff your butts.
All right, guys, drop trout. Got to smell your butt.
Been drinking.
Got to sniff your butts.
You been butt chugging, boys?
They got to have a PSA now, like, parents,
Yeah.
it's after midnight. Have you sniffed your kid's butt?
Well, I've
Yo, come here. Before we go to bed, we gotta do a quick little enema. We got these litmus tests. Oh, really?
Oh man.
Oh, you're grounded.
Well, I always think it's funny because, like, you know, I was definitely a party kid in college.
Yeah.
Like, I was frat boy, party crazy, wild animal. And I always found it weird because, like, I was in a town where that was, like, super frowned upon. And it was like if you made a beer bong, you had to go to the hardware store.
And make it.
And make it yourself,
Yeah.
right? So then, like that was kind of like a badge of honor. You're like, oh, check this. I mean, that was like a thing where people one-up themselves. And, like, you know, I saw, like, a 6-hitter bong. Like,
Oh,
beer,
yeah.
not a weed bong, beer bong. So then the first time I ever went on spring break in Panama City, Florida, my mind was just blown that there's, like, companies that just make them. They make them. They make beer bongs. They make. I think I still have something around here somewhere where it's a thing you can stick on a bottle of beer and just blam, just take it like in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I learned that trick a long time ago. All you need is a bendy straw.
correct.
And
That's what it is. It just gets that air in there. Yeah.
I would do like 6 beers at a time, like in just
Yeah.
like 5 seconds. It
Yeah.
was awful,
Yeah.
and you're just
Your
burping.
stomach just almost wants to blow up.
Okay, I was horrible starting in high school. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening. I always apologize to my dad. But in high school, I learned how to do keg stands.
Oh yeah.
And then, so we had party patrol. So I was kind of a genius. I had a friend who was interning at a real estate office in Northeast Albuquerque, right? In the Northeast Heights. And there was a parking garage in the parking, like they had a parking structure. And so she had the code to get in there. And my dad would always say, he's like, look, I know you're going to drink. Just don't get caught or you're going to get in trouble. So I was like, why don't we just like party in the parking garage? The party patrol is never going to look there. Nobody's going to report it.
Is that still a thing? Party patrol?
I don't think so. I don't know. But we got busted by party patrol one time, and I like ended up leaving that party before they got there because I was like, oh, it's getting too loud. Like the party patrol is gonna come. I gotta go. But my dad always said, like, if you get what was it called, an MIP, minor in possession, that then I was done because he couldn't like cover for me anymore. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously he wanted me to be a little bit responsible. But we would party in a real estate office's parking garage and never once got caught. Yeah. And it was within walking distance of all of our homes. Wow. So we didn't drive either.
I was, so when I first started partying, I didn't party in high school. I started partying when I was in college. And I caught the tail end of that, like, late 80s. Animal House, like, you know, bad 80s movie, frat boy lifestyle. So when I pledged to my fraternity, the pledge party, the 501 party, because they called it 501 because during recruitment was 2 weeks, you're not supposed to drink. Oh. And recruitment ends at 5 o'clock the second week on a Friday, so they call the party 501.
Oh, okay.
So my 501 party from when I was a pledge, there was all the fraternities except for the one that we hated got together and had one party. And the guy who owned the house bought 2 kegs. Then each fraternity brought a keg. So there ended up being 7 kegs at this party. And I mean, there was about 500 people.
Oh my God.
That was my mind.
That was the first time I ever saw a keg stand. And this dude did like a 42-second keg stand.
Oops.
And I was just like, damn. I mean, I still to this day, I've never seen anybody do that long. That's a good one.
That's a That's
But
really
these were like bro dudes from the day, you know. They were like professional, you know. I'm sure they all have beer guts and, you know, wear polo shirts and, you know, tailgate at the local game now. But
I used to do keg stands like crazy. So I've always been the girl that hangs out with the dudes.
yeah.
And what we figured out is that my legend of doing keg stands, this was after high school when we were a little older, had become a thing. And of course, like when you're this like tiny little like 21-year-old or 20-year-old or whatever, you know, guys want to see that girl like handstanding on a keg drinking beer. We would get into all these parties just from that. And all the dudes would just use that, and that's where I got my drinking tolerance from, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and so then
Thanks, guys.
Once I like got up there, like higher up, I was a veteran. You know, we would have these parties at my house on 5th and E in Portales, legendary party house, and we would get a keg of beer, and the people who would come in and just beer bong were the sorority girls.
Yeah.
Like they would come in and like they would kill half the keg beer bonging.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where like, oh, jeez.
Oh my God, we got
This is
these
gonna go
sorority girls.
fast. Because we usually float the first one, and then you do the pitch-ins and try to go drive to get another one and keep the party going. You know, it's pretty interesting. Like those days, those are all gone. You know?
Yeah. My friends never had to pitch at parties because I would do a really long keg stand. And I don't know why guys thought that was so cute, but they sure did. And it was so funny because I never, like, I guess they thought they would, like, be able to hook up with me if, like, we got into parties. But, like, my dudes would never, ever let that happen. And it's so funny because now, even though I'm, like, 30 years old, my comedy bros also never let anybody hit on me or, you know.
Well, so, like, when you were doing these keg stands, did you ever just throw up?
No.
Wow.
That was the impressive part.
That is impressive. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I was very, very good at it.
I never partied the way you guys did. Chris will tell me about I'm sorry, I going to a show with 30 people. I'm like, this place is like packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like when you're throwing out in the hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
No.
Tons of people.
But don't get me wrong. I was very enamored by that lifestyle in a way that I watched, like, Dance to the Teeth. I wanted to be those
I remember
kids.
that.
And I wanted to be, like, at the beach. Dancing on a girl. I was like, I just want that.
I just want that life.
And then it never happened.
Somebody says that's how you live now.
That's how, it's fair. I mean, last night there was probably 30 people at the party, and that was a hopping party.
That was a hopping party.
It was a hopping party.
I couldn't, and to be honest, I loved those in the day, like, man, 400 or 500 people. But, man, the older I got, the more stressful they got. I mean, every time the party was over, this was back whenever, we didn't have cell phones and all that stuff. You had the house phone. And, it was awesome to have, like, the cordless phone so you could walk around the house, and I always had, like, 2 or 3 roommates, we'd always have to hide the cordless phone because someone would steal it. It was still the base. They would just steal the cordless phone.
Why would they steal the cordless phone?
Because people are fuckheads.
Oh.
They would pee in your shampoo.
Ew.
They would take your toothbrush and put it in their butt.
This is also true in a way that Chris, even I've lived with Chris, he knows I would never do anything to his toothbrush.
Oh, it's not you.
Oh.
It's not you. I just people coming over. It's just like that PTSD of, like, having to hide all your stuff. They would pee in your washer or dryer.
Ew.
Yeah. And I say all this because these are things that I have done to people.
This is all and by other people.
And by other people, I knew to watch out for this stuff because I was actually the one doing it.
Well, and then also, I didn't do this, but this got done to someone I know. They brought Kool-Aid, or they took Kool-Aid out of the cabinet, and they went and poured it in their Tide.
Oh.
And just mixed it in.
That is so mean. So it, like, stain everything.
So anyway, that was me that did that.
Yeah.
My dad, so you're talking about somebody stealing a cordless phone?
Oh, yeah.
Not the base. So my dad used to work at Rent-A-Center when I was little.
Oh,
That was
something-
weird.
There was something in the closet over there.
So my dad worked at Rent-A-Center when I was a kid, right? That was one
Yeah.
of his jobs. And if you don't know what Rent-A-Center is, there's some weird stuff going on,
It's
guys.
a pressure shade. It's a windy outside.
Oh.
Whatever. It's haunted, dude. We
Come
gotta
on,
get out of here.
ghosts. We gotta go. We gotta go, guys. We gotta get out of here. There's demons.
Demons.
But so if you don't know what Rent-A-Center is, it's like a place where you can rent to own like
you
furniture.
said your dad worked there?
Yeah,
Oh.
when I was little. That was one of his jobs. He worked like a million jobs.
Okay.
But so he worked there, and he was saying that this lady brought her cordless phone in. She's like, I would like to return this. And I think that she was psychic. I think she was ahead of her time. She thought that she could take the cordless phone and go to the grocery store and still call home. And the grocery store is like a mile away from her house. And she was like, I'm sorry, this is broken. And my dad's like, that's not how that works.
Wow.
Hilarious.
And it's like, listen, lady, just wait, stick around. There's some things called cellular phones.
You just
Right.
wait a few years.
So the guy who got the Kool-Aid in the Tide is actually listening.
I just love like, when people would do this. People are just fucking trash. Oh, also,
was
full
me.
disclosure,
It was me. It was all me.
No, it wasn't all me. I paid some people back. I just remember in our party house we had stolen a Buddha statue from the Chinese buffet.
Oh my god.
And so every time we have a party, like the Buddha got modified. Like he would I would wake up the next morning, I'd come out and he'd have like a cigarette in his mouth. Or like, have like a beer can in his hand or whatever. Someone would make it look like he had a beer can in his hand. There was always something that was like, all right, and I just walk back in my room and just be like, all right.
I hung out with a bunch of motocross dudes. Those were my friends that I had like pretty much my whole life. And they, in their house that they got, I think it was like their second house, they had a foam pit to practice jumps. So they would take like BMX bikes up there and just practice like the feeling of like whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, when we would have parties at that house, we would drunkenly jump in the foam pit. But I think the stupidest thing I ever did was I got one of those little tiny dirt bikes, the little itty bitty ones that are already dangerous as hell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
the mini ones.
I got on top of this like shed. I hope my dad's not listening. We got on top of the shed, or I got on top of the shed and rode that off of that shed into the foam pit and thought I was being so cool. I could have died. Like, it was awful. Like, I look back on that, I'm like, how did I not? But they used to have this cool picture of me, and I landed in the foam pit and passed out with a bottle of Jack above my head and cuddling the little mini bike. And I don't know where that picture is anymore, but it was probably one of my best drunken shenanigans. Or the time I got a concussion from riding a cardboard box down some concrete stairs.
That's pretty awesome.
And I just walked around
just the stupid shit we did.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I didn't die, because I just kept walking around the party. They're like, should we take you to the emergency room? I was like, nah, I'll just drink about it.
Yeah.
That used to be my catchphrase. I'll just drink about it. And I kept walking around going, I think I've been concussed.
Oh, jeez.
And I could have fucking died.
Speaking of that kind of shit, like, so we really got into backyard wrestling during parties.
Of course.
So we would go and find like those big halogen bulbs in like the dumpster, like behind places.
Yeah.
Like if someone threw a box away, they're like bad ones. We get those, and one of my friends, we called him Bluto. He would let us hit him in the head with them at parties.
Oh my god. My friends had a car shop at one point. And for some reason they had this huge roll of like cellophane. And our friend Casey, he let us wrap him in it one time, like fully wrap him.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
he was on one of those spinny stools, and we just wrapped him and wrapped him and wrapped him. And he almost passed out because, like, I don't know, I guess he got too hot, but we just left him there and we thought it was funny. I look back on that and I'm like, that was so mean.
Oh, yeah.
Casey Candelaria, I miss him. He was so sweet.
That name sounds very interesting. I think one time we choke slammed off a porch. We choked Bluto off a porch through a table.
Oh my god.
And he loved it. He thought it was the greatest shit.
I know, and that was the thing. This is why, like, I am who I am now. I'm just crazy as hell, or I was back then. I don't do any of these things now. But it's so funny. People are like, "How do you hang out with the comedians?" I'm like, "You should have seen who I used to hang out with." Can I get one too? Like, I mean, this is how I grew up. I just always hung out with, like, the crazy, rowdy dudes.
I don't even know if I can talk about any of my stuff anymore. Well, craziest thing I did when I was drunk, I'm like, I remember going down lead.
Oh, God.
And there's, like, 3 people in the back seat. I'm in the passenger seat, and my friend Josh is in the driver's seat. And our friends come up. This is still when there was 3 lanes. Comes up. And he's like, "Hey, I'm going to get in that car." So he throws it on cruise control. So as he's driving to the other car, as he's climbing out the window to get into the other car, I have to transition from the passenger seat into the driver's seat.
Oh, see, my
you get
word.
drunk in a car and you get arrested. That's what you do.
Yeah, but the stuff it took them, I'm like, how did I not get arrested this many times before?
That's true. Man, Billy's like, Billy, you don't have wild stories like that at all?
Billy just looks shocked.
No, I don't want to cause a fuss.
Oh, man.
Oh.
And so, well, just leave it alone, guys. It's fine. Like, I've never had a police or cops called on us.
That blows my mind, man.
Yeah.
I was like, literally in Portales, where Billy and I both went to college, didn't hang out together. I would show up at a party get busted. And as we're walking out, the cops would go, well, Mr. Burnett.
Oh.
And one cop was like, "What is your major? Partying?" And like they literally like knew. They called me Mr. Burnett, and they were like, "Don't be a street lawyer," because we'd sit there and argue with them and fight with them. And God, I hate the police.
Do you want to hear my funniest drunk story that also involves the police? Not like I didn't get arrested or anything, but we were having a house party. I don't remember whose house, but for some reason there was one of those big wheels, the little plastic like.
Did it have the brakes so you could power slide?
No,
Oh.
it was post power sliding big wheels, but we wanted Allsup's burritos really bad, or like the chimneys or whatever. But I knew I couldn't drive, so I took a big wheel to Allsup's, okay?
Oh, damn.
And I parked it in a parking spot.
Like a big girl.
Like a big girl. Like an adult.
I'm being responsible.
And so I park it, like, near a cop, okay? And I go in, and I get my chimneys, and I come back out, and the cop is like, ma'am. And I said, yes. He's like, are you intoxicated? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, did you ride here on that big wheel because you're intoxicated? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you realize that's still technically illegal? And I was like, what are you going to charge me with? Driving a big wheel while intoxicated? And he was like, okay, the only reason I'm about to do this for you is because you're kind of adorable and hilarious, because he said that he watched me back up and pull into the parking spot 3 times so it was straight.
Oh, wow.
And so he packed up my big wheel and my, like, 45 chimneys and took me back to the house party and did not arrest me, nothing.
Didn't bust the party?
No, didn't bust the party, because he said that it was just, like, so hilarious to him, like, how I parked it, and it had to be perfectly straight. And that also I was literally just like, yeah, I rode a big wheel drunk. What of it, dude? Like, what are you going to charge me with?
Yeah, show up to that court date, officer.
Yeah, show up. Let's see what happens. Let's see what that judge says.
Let's see what that judge says.
Unless you're going to charge me with drunk in public, which I deserve, I don't think we have a case here, sir. And that's probably my best drunken story that I ever had.
Mine involves Allsup's burritos and nudity, but I've told that story.
I think
nudity.
My best one that involves the police. Also, this one's not my recent one, but it's still funny, and I didn't get arrested for this one either. I wanted to pick me a random barbecue at my house, and it must have been like a really boring weekend, because
Everyone showed up.
Everybody showed up.
Been there.
And before I knew it, like, I had a DJ playing in the living room. I was like, can we move, like, the couches out of here? I'm like, yeah, I guess we can put those in the den or something. And then so my whole house gets recreated into what looks like a nightclub. Like, they came up with their own lighting. And, okay, but I'm like, these people are all also bringing people food and booze to my house. So I'm like,
whatever.
Bring it in. Before I know it,
Was this at your current place now?
no, this was at I used to live on Wellesley, right across from tennis courts.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
In Nob Hill, they're not really happy if you go past like maybe midnight.
Yeah.
But so it was way past midnight, and the cops show up, and they're like, yeah, they walk in. People just let them in, right? So they walk in, they knock down the door. They're all, oh, who lives here? And it's like, it's this guy James. He's I don't know, he's around here somewhere. And that's like, so, and then they just walk off. So the cops walk through and they keep trying to talk to people. The first thing they do is they go up to the DJ and they're all, can you like turn that off? And he's like, turn it down, no problem. I said, no, can you turn it down? I did. I turned it down, man. No, off.
Oh.
It's down, dude. And then he just like turns away from them and continues to put on a different record.
Jesus.
So then now they're still attempting to find someone that lives here.
You.
Me. And so someone finally comes up to me and like, there's police here. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. Where are they
Tell
at?
me turn it down.
And they came in and like, okay, you just need to get these people out here. And I'm like, all right, no problem, officer. I will work on that.
I'll work on that.
I'll
And then I
work on
closed
it.
on the door and I just locked it.
We'll see. Yes. They love that. That works.
They love it when you say, I'm going to try my best, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll work on that.
I'll work on that. Nope.
So they're back the next hour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
And the same thing happens. I'm like, I worked on it. There's like half the people here. Do you see the progress I made in the last hour?
Yes.
This was a rager. There were like 250 people in my house. You could have called the fire marshal on me. But I think we're down to like 120.
I have cut
nuts.
it down significantly.
Like, did a really good job. Look, we switched to an easy, like, we don't have a dance DJ on anymore. We switched DJs. He's doing low tempo.
I think you've done quite a bit, sir.
We brought in different talent just to accommodate. Like, come on.
We're out of food, so like
Yeah.
stoners left. Like, we're doing
Never-
great. Super good progress.
In all my partying days, like I've been one that would have a party, and then when somebody shows up that you didn't know, you're like, "Who's that?" I'm sorry. Hello. Who do you know here? Who do you know here?
What do you know here?
Why are you here? I yesterday there was like a loud music like near our apartment, and we, of course, Crystal and I blamed Jeff. I've talked about Jeff on the show before,
Jeff.
our upstairs neighbor
My name's
that we
Jeff.
hate for no reason.
What's he doing up there?
We're like, God dang it, shut up, Jeff. And so I go out to leave to go to the show, and it's actually these, like, there's like a subdivision next to our apartment, and there were people playing Chris Stapleton's Tennessee Whiskey super loud, and they were wooing to it, and I really was just like, oh man, how drunk do you gotta be to woo at Chris Stapleton's Tennessee Whiskey? Like, woo.
Woo!
Yeah, like literally just like, wow, yeah, Tennessee whiskey.
My mom says, poor Jeff.
You don't understand. He's a serial killer and he's really obnoxious.
As far as we know, those are
there-
all facts.
That's the only explanation for the noises he makes.
Jeff
There's
the
just
killer.
no way.
First of all, if he's a serial killer, his name's not just Jeff. It's like Jeff, Wayne, Leroy. You know, it's got to be three names. Jeff Leroy Williamson. It's got to be three names.
That's what we're going to call him, Jeff Leroy Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he makes the weirdest noises. And literally, Crystal and I, just the minute we moved in, well, first of all, Mitch is really aggressive towards him, which is not normal. Chris has finally met Mitch, by the way, in other news.
In person. In dog person. I don't know how.
And he's like afraid of people at first. He doesn't growl at people. He's not a mean dog. And so the first time he ever saw Jeff, he started growling and baring his teeth. Red flag number one.
Red flag.
Secondly, he wears his like cowboy boots all through his house and makes a lot of noise because he's above us. Thirdly, he rolls things across the floor that I can only explain at 3:30 in the morning. You're rolling something heavy enough across the floor that we can hear it.
He's moving
In
those
your
hay
cowboy
bales.
boots.
He's just, but we irrationally hate Jeff.
Oh.
We may or may not have
Fuck
knocked
you,
over.
Jeff.
We also may or may not have knocked over his laundry at the bottom of the stairs one time.
Whoops.
Accidentally.
We might have accidentally picked up his laundry, took it up the stairs, and then kicked it down the stairs.
We literally left our apartment and saw his laundry basket. Like, we saw it through the window. We saw his laundry basket. Opened the door, consciously went over, kicked it over, and ran back inside.
Yeah.
It was an accident, though. And then also, one time, Crystal was looking out the window, and he was riding his bike, and he wears this stupid outfit. Like, I can't explain it, but that
Stupid-ass
he looks like a sperm. Okay? And
I would have kicked this shit down the stairs, and if it like hit and like everything goes everywhere, and they'd be all, "Hey Jeff, your shit's all over the lawn. Clean it up."
Clean this up, Jeff. But so Crystal's looking out the window and just starts laughing. She's like, "Holly, you gotta come see this." So I look out the window, and of course he looks over, and we're both dying laughing. But he makes noises in his shower. That's the worst part. He makes noises.
What kind of noise?
It's like, like, we all know what he's doing. We all know what he's doing.
I feel like he's shitting in the shower. I'm just having a good shower shit. What are you doing?
We were trying to explain to Josh why we hated him so much, and then we're like, have you heard the noises in the morning? He's like, maybe he's crying in the shower because the girls downstairs irrationally hate him and laugh at him when he's trying to ride his bicycle.
Kick his fucking laundry down the stairs. Then tell him to clean his shit up.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I like her version better.
But he's just like, and we hear it, and I'm like, and of course he uses the bathroom right above my bathroom, which if he has the same layout as we do, why isn't he using his master bathroom? Huh That's weird, right?
Because that's where all the blood is.
I know. It's so gross. It is so
Clean up
gross.
bathroom.
So if you did see, like, say the FBI coming in and just, like, taking out boxes from his apartment, would it surprise you?
You do
No,
this,
it would not surprise me. As a matter of fact, there was a day where, like, you know those vans that are like the crime scene
Oh,
investigators?
yeah, CSI, yeah.
They pulled into our apartment complex. I was like, yep, they finally caught Jeff. This is the day.
I knew it, Jeff. I knew it.
It wasn't, though. So, APD, if you're listening, Jeff, killing people.
Oh, they come in.
So if, say, like, a detective did show up at your freaking door, it's like, hey,
It was
do you know any, like, suspicious people around here, someone who may have, like, do you know this person or whatever? And would you automatically say it was freaking Jeff?
It was fucking Jeff. Like,
I'm not a narc, but it's fucking Jeff. I'll tell you that.
so, like, you know those interviews with, like, serial killers, like, Neighbors?
Oh, yeah.
Where they're always like, oh, but he's such a nice guy. This is so shocking. Like, that would not be the interview Crystal and I gave. We'd be like, yeah, we knew it. We fucking knew it. We had our suspicions. Like, what was he doing? Rolling a bowling ball around his apartment at 3 a.m? I don't think so. It was bodies.
I'm pretty sure he's putting people's skin on up there. I ain't seen it, but I'm pretty sure it happened.
He wears a mask. Have you seen his bicycle riding outfit? Like, that screams serial killer.
I don't want to read what my mom just wrote.
She's probably, it's like, Holly Ann.
No, she wrote, he has a hole drilled in the floor and watches you.
Oh, God. I mean, he probably does.
I'm watching.
That's why he's taking it. Oh,
You're like sleeping. He's like, oh, yeah. I'll wear that skin.
Which is
So
why,
gross.
like, I'm still, like, weary about, because say you have an Airbnb and there's really nothing stopping from the Airbnb people to, like, just totally cam out the entire
They've done
house.
it. They've been caught doing it.
Oh, they're getting caught
really?
doing it all the time, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't have sex in an Airbnb.
and she want people.
Hey, you don't tell me my business.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want to be filmed and end up on, like, YouPorn or something,
What
go
if
for
I
it.
want videotape?
Have at it.
And the thing is,
I guess I will.
I'll go to
Have at it.
Airbnb with, like, you know, they're probably watching us having sex.
Just
right
that's
now.
what masks are for.
I'm just excited I was having sex, and I'm
I see.
And I'm like, I don't know why you guys want to watch this. I don't want to watch this either.
Oh my god. Okay,
Joke's on you.
speaking of weird porn that nobody wants to watch. So I just wrote a new joke about this too, but like I accidentally discovered a new genre of porn that really freaked me out.
You do a lot of things on accident.
I know. This one really was by accident. I like clicked on it because I was like, oh, that's high quality. Like it just seemed like the production value was really nice.
HD.
You're all, I'm an HD snob, so I go, you know.
So I click on it. It's horror porn.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. Nice.
So like the whole premise was this guy was like chasing these girls down, like Jason or Michael Myers or whatever, and then they had to like escape him, and then all of a sudden they're sucking his penis.
As you do.
And okay, I'm okay with this. I don't want to sex shame anybody, but what freaks me out is that here's the deal about men. You can tell when a man watches way too much porn because he thinks that you enjoy something because he saw it in a porn, right? I'm sure women do it too. But, okay, I am not looking forward to the day that a guy is like, I'm going to stab you to death. You know what I mean? Fight for your life. Like, no, I'm not into that. I am not going to run. I don't enjoy cardio. Like, no.
This is already your workout.
You're like,
I don't see what this extra part is.
The workout was the sex part.
Yeah, like I don't want to run for my life. I don't want to. And then on top of that, I already have a serial killer living above me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't want anybody to act that out. You know, that's just too real for me. Too real.
Well, and like I was reading this thing where they're finding out that like the younger generation, they're, you know, because they don't teach sex education very well in
Right.
schools. So the younger generation is learning how to have sex from porno, which
Yeah.
isn't a place you learn how to have
No.
sex, because first of all, high expectations.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, like, you know, a woman doesn't like to, you know, be on her shoulders while you blast down on her.
No.
You know? That's not a real
That's
thing.
not fun.
They created that for porn movies. You
It's
know?
the angles,
Yeah,
but
that was the director saying, there's too much shit in the way. Can you guys become contortionists?
yeah,
Much
well,
better.
I took a human sexuality class, like a psychology human sexuality class, and they were saying that there was like a really interesting study about how like young people, it's so easy for them to find porn, and they're finding like hentai porn.
Oh, the
And
tentacle
it's
porn.
like tentacles and you know, all these things, and it's shaping their brain because they're finding it when they're like 12
oh yeah.
13 years old. So they are having trouble actually being able to have sex with a real woman because
That's what they know.
Incels.
Incels.
It's so weird. I'm just like, is this the world we live in now?
Yeah.
Parents,
It is,
sniff your kids' butts and make sure they're not watching tentacle porn.
Yep.
I have my nephew's he's 14.
Oh, he's watching porno.
He's an only child, and it's gotten to the point where my parents don't watch him, but he has the means to go on the internet. It's like, no, I wasn't doing all that. I'm like, are you over 18?
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, he's definitely watching. I think it's like, I remember watching porn for the first time when I was like 17.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
I remember my first porn.
on VHS. I'm sorry.
Oh, on
remember my
VHS,
first
yeah.
porno.
I remember my first porn was also, it might not have been VHS, but I found the Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson
Oh, yeah.
thing that my dad had purchased. Sorry, Dad. And
purchased it?
he'll get over it. But I think everybody like bought that or something. I mean, I don't know. And that is the worst first porn ever. I was like, why is anybody into this? Like, this isn't even what?
Okay. Did you see like the edited version or the full cut of that movie?
I have no idea.
When I call it a movie, they were like filming the weekend of their honeymoon, right? So I got to see like the full like cut, which, you know, everybody's like, ooh, no. I mean, there's a reason why it's cut down they cut it down to the sex part.
It was very boring.
So there's a whole wedding. Their whole wedding was on the tape as well.
What?
And they were wed, and their bridesmaids and grooms were dressed as aliens.
What?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, it's like what the fuck is going on? Fast forward to the good stuff. You know?
Did you guys watch The Dirt?
Yes, which is almost
so
like a
good.
softcore porno.
The Dirt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was so good, though.
Yeah.
It was better than I expected it to be. But it was pretty good.
I was blown away by Machine Gun Kelly. I thought he did really
killed
good.
it.
Killed it. Yeah.
As Tommy Lee. He killed it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell it was him most of the time. I was like, wow.
I didn't know until after. I was like, oh shit, that was, you know.
I love Machine Gun Kelly.
And
I do too.
And then Theon Greyjoy as Mick Mars.
Yeah.
That was so weird. You know, I was like,
My favorite scene was Ozzy Osbourne, though.
Yes.
When he's sniffing that, doing
Okay.
the rail of ants.
So here's the funny thing about that. When I was a kid, we would tell that story to each other as if it was like we had heard, like we heard it.
Yeah, everybody had.
And we told that. But I mean, the thing that blows my mind is like, how did we know that as kids? Like, how did that story?
Because there was no internet. There was no nothing.
Internet, nothing. So it was like passed around. Like, here's what I knew. I knew that Ozzy Osbourne had snorted ants.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's because someone at school told me that story.
I'm wondering if it's because it was in their book. It was in the Motley Crue book.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking about when I was like, I'm talking about.
never mind.
When, like, this was like when they were like at the height of there was no books yet. It was like, we knew about this. I didn't know that
That's
Ozzy
crazy.
like slicked up pee on this, you know, the pool.
God.
But I knew about him snorting the ants. I knew, like, we passed that knowledge around. And, like, the fact seeing it on the screen, like, as an adult just, like, blows my mind. I'm like, how did we know that? Like,
yeah.
Because it sounds like made up.
I wonder if it made it in tabloids or something.
Possible. Well, I'm sure the Motley Crue guys told that story to everybody.
Had to.
They probably were like, holy shit, man, Ozzy snorted some ants, you know?
Why wouldn't you tell that story to everybody? If you saw somebody snort a rail of ants,
Jesus.
I would tell everyone I knew. I'd be like, guys, Royal last night snorted some ants.
How do you get him to stay in a row? Were they?
Right?
He just found them in a row.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well, I mean, you get the sugar ants; they all walk in a row.
They walk like in a line, and he just snorted them and then licked
That's
up some
crazy.
pee.
You looked up, I
His
didn't
own
know.
pee, and then what was it? Mick Mars?
Nikki Sixx's.
Nikki Sixx's pee.
I didn't know that part of the story. That was not told to me by my junior high associates at the time.
I just loved it. I thought whoever played Ozzy Osbourne in that scene did a fantastic job.
He kind of nailed the character. I mean, like, when I was a kid, you would hear all that. There's actually a movie that I would like to rewatch that I watched as a younger lad called Decline of the Western Civilization 2.
I've actually interviewed the person who made those movies.
Oh my god, that's cool.
Penelope.
So, yeah. So the first one was about punk rock.
Yes.
The second one was about hair metal bands in the 80s. And it's like just, you know, I guess at the time, like, people looked at it as it was like, they didn't really understand that documentaries, you kind of create the narrative and all that. And some of it's maybe staged.
Yeah.
But, like, when I was a kid, you're just like, I can't remember who it was. He's, like, laying in a pool just chugging vodka out of a bottle. And then he'd get finished with the bottle and just throw it in the pool. And then he'd get another one. Just start chugging the vodka. And I was like, wow, you know.
And so that is the only interview I have done besides Tig Notaro. But I interviewed Penelope Spheris, who made those documentaries. And what I did not know about her, she invented the music video.
Yeah.
She invented the music video, and you know, she moved on to do like Wayne's World and all that stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so she directed Black Sheep, all those movies. But to hear her stories about like filming the first and second, like
Decline of the Western Civilization.
Yeah, like just to hear her, and she was a woman like who just did it. Like that's what she went to film school and all that. Right. But she was like, I want to make a movie about this because these are the people, like, I love the community and the whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot of that stuff actually wasn't really staged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just read that some of it is. Like,
some of it is. Like, a lot of the concert scenes and stuff like that. But them hanging out and things like that, she said that sometimes it was just like gold. Like it would just happen, and she'd be like, "We need a camera over here now."
Yeah,
because weird shit is happening.
Well, yeah, those guys were just excess personified. I mean,
the
thing about that Motley Crue one is like it's super campy.
Oh yeah.
Let's not be, but they had to speed through a lot of things that happened and also like amalgamate a lot of things that were like happening. But like those stories about Mötley Crüe, like them trashing all that.
Oh yeah.
That's real.
That's real.
That's all real. I mean,
they were just crazy.
I heard all those stories, and you're just like.
And I love the quote from the manager in the movie where he's like, "They weren't doing this because it was what you're supposed to do as a rock star." He's like, "They were doing this because they're Mötley Crüe."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah. They were nuts. They like set the bar like where they would like glue shit to the roof.
I just don't even know how. I don't know how they survived.
Yeah, that's why I'm like shocked they're all alive. So we're at the 2-hour mark, and I really need to get ready for this. People coming over, so I want to kind of end if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for being on the show. You want to go ahead and promote what you got?
Yes. So on Thursday, I will be at Red Door Candelaria location for Rickfest. Rickfest is a karaoke night that is raising money for cancer awareness and cancer research. So if you come out, that'd be great. I'll give you a hug. And then April 20th, I will be at Moonlight Lounge. April 27th, I'll be at the African American Cultural Center. Robert Eister and Royal Wood will be on that show. And May 2nd through 5th, I will be at the Southwest Chief Bicycle and Comedy Fest in Trinidad, Colorado with all of us, too.
Yay!
Same.
All of us too.
Did you figure out any of your stuff, or you just want to stick with what you got?
I stick with what I got.
All right.
I mean, it's in June.
James, people watch...
please watch the second season of Midnight Texas, either on Hulu or on NBC streaming.
Cool. And all I have is we're going to be in Trinidad, like she said, Southwest Chief Bicycle Music Festival, and then probably some other stuff coming up. I'm sure we'll do Hemp Fiesta. I was thinking about some other stuff, but I don't want to talk about that stuff now. But everybody enjoy WrestleMania. I hope everybody has a good day.